Many designers are dyslexic, and I am partially dyslexic, and my spelling is actually nowhere near as bad as this example that I typed, but I want to show you how to use the spell check tool that comes with Illustrator so that you don't have to show up at a meeting and then present this to a client, because chances are good that you'll wind up with a job selling sand at the beach. So let's go ahead and read this sentence. I learned it how to spell in school because I was really paying attention. Yep, I is also good at math, even better than spelling I is. Yep. So as I said before, this is a guarantee loss of job. So to change the way this spelling is going currently, we can go to the edit menu and we can choose to check spelling, which is right here. What's going to happen is a dialog box will appear, and then it's going to ask you when you're ready to start to hit the start button. What's going to happen is when it finds a word that it doesn't recognize, it's going to present you with suggestions. Then you can choose to ignore those suggestions, ignore all, and the reason you might want to choose ignore all is if you're working on, let's say, a fantasy ad and a character has a name that really isn't a real name, and you don't want the spell check to stop you every single time it gets to that name. So you would choose ignore all. Or alternatively, you can add that word to the dictionary and it will know that it's a word that you want to work with and you won't be asked about that again. Let's go ahead and hit start. Actually, let me go ahead and hit done first so I can move this sentence up a little bit. And I'll go back to my editing tools and I'll choose check spelling. Let's go ahead and hit start. Now, as you see here, it's going to suggest for us the capital version of I. Let me go ahead and twirl this down and show you. You also have other options to find repeated words and also uncapitalized starts of sentences. So that is automatically going to trigger it to look at the beginning of each sentence to find out whether you have a capital letter. So I'm going to go ahead and say change all, just in case I've done that more than once, and I did here at the beginning of this sentence. Now, it did not find, of course, the word learned. So what I can do now is I can scroll down into the list and see if it has a suggestion that is exactly what I want. And here is learned, and I can change or change all. And once again, the word spell, I can change or change all, and schools. It's pretty good actually at finding the right words. The right word may not occur at the beginning of the list, but it normally is in the list itself. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the correct words for this mangled example of language. And when we get to the word yup, I am going to select ignore all and continue with my spell check. Hopefully you can fix that word I just messed up so badly. In the case of this one, it could not find my mangling of the word math. So what I could do is I could ignore this, or I can go ahead and say done for now and fix it right here. So I can go ahead and make that math and return to the spell checker. And it's going to continue. So I can go ahead and just change all or ignore that. I can also, by the way, if I mess up, leave the spell checker and press Command and Control Z to undo. As you see, I accidentally changed my word yup. I didn't want to do that. So once again, I can go back to my spell checker again and continue. I'm going to ignore all. And I'm going to fix this word and this one as well. And then when I'm finally done, I can go ahead and click done. And spell checking is really as easy as that. As you can see, it offers you quite a few suggestions, and if you do mess up, it's never too late. It's going to remember the words that it corrected for you already. Every time you go back to the spell checker, you can start usually from the word that's next in that list.